Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rogers Kakasungura YouTube channel. Kaka, mashabiki wangu sana kwa hii platform, especially the non-Kisis, wameniuliza, kaka, kwa nini wewe unapenda kujengea watu wa kwenu Kisii na Nyamira? Wacha nijibu. Hii kazi ni ya charity. Ikiwa ya charity, there is some sacrifice involved. 1, time. 2, finances. Kisii and Nyamira, I can sponsor transport myself. Hii kidogo ninapatanga kutoka YouTube, hata mimi ninapeana kwa society, kwa community. By fueling my car, ninaenda mahali kwa village kuna case, nina record, then mafans wana support mabati, misumari, kulipia mafundi na vitu zingine. Lakini mambo ya kuweka gari mafuta ni mimi. Mambo ya kuservice gari ni mimi. Mambo ya kulipa wale vijana tunatembea na wao ni mimi. So, if you are from another region, tuseme Kirinyaga, Kisumu, Meru, na ungependa tuanzishe charity work within your locality, please come on board. Wewe tu support kwenda pale, na sisi tutafanya hiyo. Tu support kwenda Kisumu, wewe tuambie, kaka, kuna nyumba Kisumu nataka mjenge. Support us, weka gari mafuta, no, facilitate that construction, tutaenda pale, and we'll proudly do it. The reason why hatujaenda outside Kisii is because of transport expenses. Kama mashabiki mtasponsor transport costs, kaka, sisi hatuna shida kutoka Kisii, kutoka Nyamira, tuende Turkana kujenga nyumba. We have no problem with that. Facilitate us, we are here as vessels, and will proudly walk there to jenga nyumba. Kuna nyumba ingine tunajenga Nyamira. So if you wish to support that project before we extend outside Kisii, please, you're welcome. Back to politics. All of you are aware that William Ruto jetted to the United States last week and back. Alitoka Kenya, akaenda America matembezi, state visit, na akarudi Kenya. I want to speak to Kenyans. And those who care to listen will get something. Wacha niseme hivi. There has been a heated conversation. There has been a heated debate on social media platforms and in our national televisions and radios on this journey, especially on the mode of transportation that William Ruto decided to use. Ruto ignored all the Kenyan airlines, including the KQ, our very own Kenya Airways, and decided to hire a 200 million jet, a 200 million private jet from the Arabs to use from Kenya to the United States. KQ is a plane that is used globally by tourists and even trusted in other countries. My attention has been drawn specifically to Ruto's defense, on why he settled hiring a 200 million jet. That is where my attention has been drawn. Ruto has gone to Twitter, Ruto has gone to Facebook to defend himself on why he was forced to hire a 200 million jet. Kaka, kumbuka, kuna kitu nataka muelewe. Kenya Airways ni ndege inayotumiwa na watalii wengi sana. And Kenya is one of the tourist attraction countries. Kama kuna taifa linapokea watalii wengi ni Kenya. Na hao watalii wanatumia Kenya Airways on a daily basis. Ndege ya Kenya Airways imewahi tumiwa na viongozi wa mataifa mengine ambao nitakueleza hapo mbeleni. Na it's a trusted airline, not only in Kenya, but globally. Ruto gave a reason why he had to hire a private jet. And he said, kutumia KQ could have become more expensive as compared to hiring. Hiyo ndiyo reason peke yake Ruto amepeana. Kwamba kwenda kukodisha ndege kwa milioni 200 ni gharama ya chini zaidi kuliko kutumia ndege zetu za hapa Kenya za Kenya Airways. What is Ruto trying to communicate to an ordinary Kenyan? Yani kwa maneno yanayoeleweka, Ruto anajaribu kusema kwamba hiring a taxi, hiring a private taxi to Nairobi and back is more cheaper than using a matatu from Kisii to Nairobi. Sijui kama mnanipata. Nirudie. In simple words, this is Ruto is communicating to an ordinary mama mboga. Kwamba ukitaka kuenda mazishi kutoka Kisii hadi Nairobi, hiring a private taxi will be more cheaper than using matatu. Zile mabasi siko hapa Kisii ni kama Guardian, tuko na Enacoach, tuko na Transline, tuko na Nyamira Express. So Ruto anajaribu kusema kwamba kutumia Guardian, for example, bus as a matatu kutoka Kisii kwenda Nairobi, bei yake ni juu zaidi kuliko kwenda kukodisha taxi ikupeleke Nairobi na ikurudishe. This is the mathematics. Right now, bei ya juu zaidi ukitoka Kisii paka Nairobi na kurudi ni shilingi 3,000. Kwenda na kurudi 3,000. 1,500. Hiyo ni shilingi 3,000 umemaliza safari. Lakini niambie unataka kuhaya taxi ama Corolla car ndio the cheapest. Mafuta peke yake kufika Nairobi ni shilingi 8,000. Hayo ni mafuta. Tuseme kwenda na kurudi wekea tu 10,000. 5,000 kwenda na kurudi. Hiyo ni mafuta. 10,000 mafuta imeenda. Sasa tafuta pesa ya gari na pesa ya dereva. So tuseme 15,000 to 20 umehaya gari umefika Nairobi na umerudi. Lakini matatu umetumia shilingi ngapi? 3,000. So Ruto anasema 3,000 is more expensive as compared to 15,000 Kenyan shillings. What is the impact on this? Wakati Ruto anasema Kenya Airways was to be more expensive as compared to hiring a private jet. What is the impact of this statement? Nitazungumzia hayo mbeleni. But allow me, in November 2022, just a few months after taking over, William Ruto told us that supporting local products, consuming local products, buying Kenya is very key in growing local manufacturing, is key in promoting local business. That's what Ruto told us. Can we watch William Ruto's clip at that time?
Have changed the policy to favor products that are imported. I want to tell our industry that we are going to make sure that we put in place policy framework, and I have already given instructions so that we can make a policy framework that favors production, that favors manufacture, that favors our industries, so that we can grow our jobs, and we can also ensure that we save on our foreign exchange by making sure that products that we can produce locally are not imported by middlemen and brokers.
DEFCI Group Chairman Narendra Guru was the president's host, had asked the president to protect local manufacturers, focusing on promotion of locally manufactured goods during his speech to the gathering, composed of senior government officials, fellow investors and locals.
Let us see how we can make Kenya import-free clinker, that is cement and steel. $1 billion importation we are doing. If we save $1 billion in a year, we have no shortage of dollars. Today, bank doesn't give you dollars. $10,000 they give you.
We are going to make sure that we put in place policy framework, and I have already given instructions so that we can make a policy framework that favors production, that favors manufacture, that favors our industries.
Hii mambo ya importation ya vile vitu tunaweza kutoka nje lazima ikome na ikome mara moja.
The head of state telling the gathering that 16 giant industries had collapsed with over 5,000 people losing jobs. President Ruto added that collapsed industries used to contribute 9% to the GDP, which had dropped to the current 7%.
We have agreed with Kenya Association of Manufacturers, we have agreed with our industry that we are going to move our contribution of industrialization from the current 7% to 20% by 2030. That is why they have adopted that it is going to be 20 by 30.
Ladies and gentlemen, mmesikia vile Ruto amesema cartels are supporting imported products. Ruto is supporting imported hired jet from the Arabs, rejecting our very own Kenya Airways. So who is a cartel? Now, ladies and gentlemen, 5 days ago, the very same day that Ruto was traveling, the Prime Minister of Iceland alitumia ndege ya KQ to a state visit. Imagine, alienda Malawi na Kenya Airways. So, a Prime Minister kutoka Iceland anaweza trust ndege ya Kenya Airways, lakini Ruto, rais wa Kenya, hawezi amini ndege zake za Kenya Airways. What a mockery. Prime Minister wa Iceland anaenda Malawi state visit akitumia Kenya Airways. Kwa nini? Tunajua Malawi hawana aircraft, hawana ndege. So ametumia Kenya Airways. So kama Prime Minister wa Iceland anaweza trust Kenya Airways, not Uganda, not Tanzania, Kenya Airways. This is the plane Ruto is degrading. This is the plane Ruto is watering down. This is the plane that Ruto is despising. This is the plane that Ruto is rejecting, ladies and gentlemen. And you tell us we have a country. Na muniambie tuko na taifa. When you reject your own products, when you reject local products, and because you can afford or because you can misuse public resources, you just go to hire and cheat us. That you, najua kuna mambo mengine. What is the impact of this? Ruto degrading Kenya Airways ni kuharibia ndege yetu jina kwa watalii, ni kuharibia ndege yetu jina kwa mataifa mengine. So in short, Ruto has decided himself single-handedly to bury our airlines. It's in the public domain. Ruto amezika our airlines single-handedly. And they will never be trusted again globally. That is the impact of Ruto's statement. That KQ was more expensive as compared to the hired jets. Halafu mnasema muko na taifa. I pity our Republic of Kenya. I pity it. Yani unaamua kuharibia your airline jina. Ruto should be proud of Kenya Airways. Ni yetu sisi taifa la Kenya. The pride of Africa. The pride of Africa. The owner of the pride of Africa. Not the pride of Kenya. KQ nilikuambia it's trusted beyond Kenya. So it's the pride of Africa. That is the tagline. Sasa pride of Africa. The owner is now rejecting the pride of Africa. How will Africa be proud of Kenya Airways when the president of Kenya is rejecting the same aircraft? Tell me, how will we sell Kenya Airways to people? How are we going to sell Kenya Airways? How? If your president himself cannot board KQ, sasa unaendaje Uganda kuuzia watu KQ? Unaendaje Tanzania kuuzia wa Tanzania KQ? Unaendaje Malawi kuuzia wana Malawi KQ? Unaendaje Rwanda kuuzia wana Rwanda KQ? Uwaambie KQ is the best African plane. How will you convince them that when Ruto cannot use that aircraft himself? Ladies and gentlemen, I need answers from you. God bless you. See you in the next video. Asanteni sana.